I used to date a woman who was a vegan, so I had to her with my substitute. And remember when meeting a vegan was weird? Remember when that was like a strange thing? Like, oh, what is that? Like, you probably met your first vegan in the 90s. You had like a dinner party, and somebody brought a vegan. And they said, just so you know, I'm a vegan. And you're like, I'm sorry, you're a vegetarian? And they're like, no. All right, what is the thing? And they tell you all the, okay, yeah, I have no food for you. You can eat a napkin and paper, I don't care. But then you met another vegan, and you're like, oh, okay. And then now they're everywhere. Now, who cares? There's several vegans in restaurants and whatever. It's kind of like gay people, sort of a similar trajectory of growth and acceptance in the culture, you know? Gay people and vegans have a lot in common. Like, they both have to tell their families at Thanksgiving. That's when they have to tell them. And dad gets angry. Your mother worked all night cooking that turkey, and you're telling me you're a faggot? You know, it's drama. But those are the old days. Things are better now. I think it's pretty amazing when you think about it. The people used to say that being gay was wrong. Pretty recently, folks used to, like most people used to say that being gay was wrong. Of course, it's not wrong to be gay. I mean, it's pretty gay, but it's not wrong. But that's what people used to say. And now nobody says that. And I think that's a positive change. I think that's a good thing. Although I do wonder if there are gay people who miss when it was wrong. Maybe there's a few who miss when it was, because wasn't it a little more fun when it was like, this is crazy? Like, didn't that give it a little zhuzh, a little, I could lose my job, oh. Because now they're like everybody else, which is great, and they can get married, that's terrific, but is that fun to your husband at your house? Wasn't it more fun to be in an old nightclub at 4 a.m, like, I'm breaking my mother's heart? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't even mean just gay people. Just some people like when sex is a little up, you know? Some people like when sex is a little all right. No. All right, you want to talk about it? Should we talk about it? Yeah, all right. I don't mind talking about it. Okay. Here's what I'll do. I'll give you some advice. Here's some advice that really only I can give you. Here's my advice. If you ever ask somebody, can I jerk off in front of you? Just let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying. Okay. If you ever ask somebody, may I jerk off in front of you? And they say yes. Just say, are you sure? That's the first part. And then if they say yes, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Because look, whatever you're into, okay? Because everybody's got their thing. Whatever your thing is, I don't know. You all have your thing. I don't know what your thing is. You're so lucky that I don't know what your thing is. Do you understand how lucky you are that people don't know your thing? Because everybody knows my thing. Everybody knows my thing now. Obama knows my thing. Do you understand how that feels? To know that Obama was like, good Lord. Everybody in the world knows my thing. I got on an airplane in Italy. This little kid was like, Mama, that's the guy who jack off in front of the people. So whatever your thing is, I don't know what it is. Maybe you can't come unless you have your father on speakerphone. Whatever it is. If you want to do it with somebody else, you need to ask first. But if they say yes, you still don't get to just go, woo, and charge ahead. You got to check in often. I guess that's what I would say. Check in. Because it's not always clear how people feel. Like, men are taught to make sure the woman is okay. But the thing is, women know how to seem okay when they're not okay. So you can't just look at her face and be like, yeah, her eyes are dry, we're fine, let's just keep going. You got to check in. Because communication during sex can be very confusing. Like, sometimes you're with a woman, you're having sex, she's making noises. She's going like, ooh, ah. And you're like, oh, she loves it. Not necessarily. Sometimes they're making those noises just to get through it. Because it's easier to go, ooh, than to say, I hate how you f*** me. Honestly, it's awful. So she goes, ooh, baby. It's kind of like a Negro spiritual. It's sort of similar. So to assume that she likes it is like if they heard slaves singing in the fields and you're like, hey, they're having a great time out there. As far as my thing, I don't know what the f***. People are like, why do you want to do it anyway? Okay, I don't know. I like jerking off. I don't like being alone. That's all I can tell you. I get lonely. Where is everyone? It's just sad. I like company. I like to share. I'm good at it, too. If you're good at juggling, you wouldn't do it alone in the dark. You would gather folks and amaze them. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that shit. Well.
I got good news for everyone. We have a new Diddy blog.
Oh my God, really?
Diddy blog.
You're into the Diddy blog?
Oh, totally. That guy is proving that celebrities are all just giant yawns with diarrhea on their faces. Gotta hate that guy. What an ass.
So you're on board with the Diddy blog.
Oh, all right.
We got an intro and everything, Lou.
Well, his name is Sean, but people call him Diddy, and he's spouting up garbage that he thinks is so witty. He became really famous when some gangster shot Biggie. It's Puffy's latest video blog.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, yo?
Love the intro.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Diddy has a lot to say about Sarah Palin. Huh?
He does. Let's hear his unique point of view. Let's hear his.
He is a moron.
Let's hear what you can only get from him.
Diddy blog number 24. Sarah Palin.
Uh-oh.
She scares me.
Well,
she really scares me.
Likewise.
Look at this, boys and girls. Watch this.
And when it comes to establishing your worldview, I was curious, what newspapers and magazines did you regularly read before you were tapped for this to stay informed and to understand the world?
I read most of them, again, with a great appreciation for the press, for the media.
Like what ones specifically, I'm curious that you...
all of them, any of them that have been in front of me over all these years.
Oh my God, is he getting tased? What is that? What's going on there? Oh my gosh.
Boys and girls. Boys and girls.
I just spent 2 seconds actually working for a living.
Did you hear her? Did you? I'm scared.
See,
Diddy, we get it.
What Pitty's doing there is his Blair Witch Project.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah.
God, stock in his company has to be crumbling.
Yeah. And how was it filmed? There was a flashlight in the dark?
It's like he's in bed with a flashlight and he's telling ghost stories under the cover.
No, it's Blair Witch. You put the flashlight under your face, like she did. I'm so scared. He's trying to do that.
Yeah.
But wow, that looks like a shot out of one of those bank cameras.
Don't you have another song to rip off? Why are you bothering with this crap?
What a dumb person.
It continues with this.
Of course it does.
So, you know.
She scares me. She scares me. I'm hiding under the covers. She's worse than the boogeyman.
The boogeyman? Well, that would...
Well, you know, if you want to go there.
Good one.
Good one.
Good one.
If you want to go there, Mr. Diddy.
Funny stuff.
Good one. Funny stuff.
We could go around.
That's some of that improv stand-up.
There you go, a little bit of that improv stand-up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sarah Palin, you scare me.
We get it.
Yeah,
You
yes.
could
You're
become
scared
the
by it.
President of the United States.
Yeah.
You. Did you
Puffy's crazy.
Puffy isn't. There's somebody in his world who he doesn't pay well enough and who he treats badly, who's telling him that this stuff is great.
That's great.
He
That's
needs
what's going
someone
on.
to just not be scared to tell the
He has somebody going, oh, that's funny.
Diddy, those blog things you be doing, that's the bomb.
You funnier than all them comedian people.
I seen them blogs. They ain't funny, man. Dog, you funny.
His blog stinks. What bores most entertainers
He's a
are.
dumbass.
We're going old school really fast. The Warrior, checking it. Yes, Warrior.
The Warrior says Diddy has no talent.
The Warrior.
You don't have the voice though. Warrior says.
Warrior says
Diddy not funny.
These guys are good at what they do.
Hogan not funny.
I remember years ago when I was working on Chris Rock's show and he was on being interviewed.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, kept bragging about how I'm not just a musician. I'm the CEO of P. Diddy, whatever his company is. Mm-hmm. And he kept saying that, and I realized that he had probably just opened a loan-out corporation.
Right.
When you work in entertainment and you get paid as a contractor, your accountant eventually sits you down and goes, you should probably you should probably make a company.
Yeah.
Anybody does this.
Mm-hmm.
People, you can do, any individual can do this. But so it's just okay, so it's my own company? Yeah, it's your own company. It's you, but it's a company so that you pay taxes differently. So what do you want to be? You want to be the president or the CEO, the CEO, whatever. Well, I'm the CEO? Yeah, I'm a CEO also.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm the CEO. And then he came on Chris Rock's show. I'm the CEO of Pete. I'm just like Bill Gates. No, you're not.
No,
Not even
you're
close.
nothing like
You're a
him.
CEO because you called yourself one because anyone can do that.
When I sign papers, and we have to sign on behalf of our corporations, I have to sign Anthony Cumia, and then title, I have to put president.
Yeah, I put
on
president
there.
on mine,
I am the president of my company. That does not mean I'm the president of a company.
You know what,
means
though?
that legally I have to write that down.
You're the president of your taxes.
Right, I'm the president of my taxes.
That's all you are.
We got to tell the listeners that you are listening to 3 CEOs.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Isn't Jimmy a CEO?
Of course I am.
Yeah.
Jimmy's a CEO. There's
CEO,
4
president.
CEOs.
3 CEOs and 1 imperial wizard.
I did choose a different title. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. Oh, golly
It's
gee,
an improv
wow.
stand-up comedy.
So we want a little more respect. You're listening to 3 CEOs.
Yeah.
Actually, Steve from Bayshore has it right. I do sign Anthony Cumia, Führer.
Yeah.
I have to put that down. I'm the Führer. Wouldn't that be great? Führer.
You can do it if you want.
I'm the Führer of my corporation. There.
It's the
Done.
only one that knows what that ... means over some of those letters.
I know what it means.
He's got an umlaut over his...
Umlaut.
How great are we that we went from shock jocks to CEOs?
CEOs.
Who else gets to do that in this
Look
world?
at us.
Let's get past this Diddy thing a little more.
Did you hear the answer to that question? Did you hear?
We got it!
Take a 10-year-old movie reference.
President. Boys and girls, vote. Please. Please, I beg you. I'm not coming out the covers. Sarah Palin can't. If I stay underneath the covers, she won't become president.
We got the truth.
Yes, you're just showing people that you're not
gotta
even...
get registered.
He's making me want to put that white sheet to a better use.
It's a person. There's a person stranded. There's a person stranded.
He sure is stranded. Very good, Anthony. There's no difference between him and a 17-year-old girl, because there's 17-year-old girls have vlogs on YouTube that are exactly the same amount of thought and content as this piece of garbage human being.
That was terrible.
Who's wasting America's time with his zero intellect or creativity.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, why? And he's in his bed. He's like in his bed with the flashlight there. Why ain't Diddy got no bitches in there? That's like what, like everyone assumes Diddy's got bitches in there all the time.
He's that unfunny. They're
He's
like
so unfunny that his is left.
They're like, look, I enjoy your mansion and your jet, but if you make another joke, I'm leaving.
You do one more stupid Blair Witch Project joke. Okay, I'm going. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm done. Get the limo.
All right, we got to jump back into a break.
I don't know. When guys come, they like to talk about it. We like to tell you. I remember one time I was with this woman, and we were having sex for the first time. It was our first time together. It was also our last time, but I didn't know at the time that it was going to be our last time. You don't know it's going to be your last time till some time goes by, and you're like, yeah, I guess that was it. It's rare that you know while you're doing it. And she's like, I'm not doing this again. Like, while you're just so you know, this is definitely the last time. I completely regret this right now. That's a bad kind of a fuck. The kind that turns into a rape halfway through. Anyway, I was with this woman. We're having sex, and I was going to come, and I felt like talking about it. But it was our first time together, so I was a little hesitant. You know, when you're with somebody a bunch of times and you're in love, then you just go, ah, baby, I gotta come! Ah, shit! Oh, I gotta fucking, ah! Just let it out. But I didn't really know her, so I was like, I'm probably gonna... It's probably going to come. I just feel like it's coming. It's most likely. She's like, what? What? No, I just think I probably coming. Gonna. Okay, I get it. Go ahead. Because I'm back there. That's why she's got to. I'm back there. I'm always back there. So they don't see me crying. I get a little paranoid having sex with a woman from behind because you don't know what's really going on. Can't see her face. I don't know how she completely feels. The whole time she might be like... The thing that she's usually mad about is simple. She says that I don't listen to her when she's talking. And I don't. But it's not because I don't love her, blah, blah, blah. It's because I try to listen. I really do. When she talks, I just stare at her face. I'm like, come on, bring the story. But somehow I'm like, what the I can't do it. I tried. Because every story gets divided into 50 stories that all branch out into these crazy, and I'm like, holy shit. I've got ADD, I can't do it. I'm like, please. But I try every time I try because I love this retarded woman, so I try really hard to listen to her stories. Other people don't even try. We go to parties, she starts talking, people just walk away like, this, that lady's crazy. Who would waste time listening to that crap? Me. She can't help it. I really feel bad for her because the thing is that every word of the story gets her so excited that she wants to run with it, and she can't just break through and get to the end, or even the beginning. This is my wife telling a story. She's like, guess what happened to my mom today? You remember I told you my mom how when she was in college, not when she went to Michigan, when she transferred. Remember because that guy got weird and she had to leave because he was, not the Iranian guy, that was a different story. That guy, I think he was Persian. I heard that Persia actually split. What the are you talking about? Jesus Christ! Pick a thing! Have some consideration for the listener. Life is short. Life is very short. I like life. I like it. I feel like even if it ends up being short, I got lucky to have it, because life is an amazing gift when you think about what you get with a basic life. Not even a particularly lucky life or a healthy life. If you have a life, here's your boilerplate deal with life. This is basic cable, what you get when you get life. You get to be on Earth. First of all, oh my God, what a location. This is Earth, and for trillions of miles in every direction, it sucks so bad. It's so that your eyes bolt out of your head because it sucks so bad. You get to be on Earth and look at it. As long as you're not blind or whatever it is, you get to be here, you get to eat food, you get to put bacon in your mouth. I mean, when you have bacon in your mouth, it doesn't matter who's president or anything. You just, Every time I'm eating bacon, I think I could die right now, and I mean it. That's how good life is. You get to that's free if you're smart. That comes with. That's part of the deal. Where else are you gonna get that deal? You get to put your in there and go in and out. Pretty good. And if you're a woman, you get to just lay back and just have it just shoving in and out of you awkwardly. Anytime you want. Anytime you want. If you're a gay man, you get to just fill your boyfriend's ass with your just fill it all the way to the balls. And it's nice and warm and tight in there. And he's your buddy. If you're a lesbian, you get to do all the stuff they're doing. And, it's a great deal. You get to eat, you get to you get to read To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a great life. My daughter was having a dance thing at her school. They had this big dance. Anyway, we all went, all the parents, and everybody's there, and everybody's got their phone. Every single parent. It was an amazing thing to watch, because kids are dancing, and every parent is standing there like this. Every single person was blocking their vision of their actual child with their phone. And the kids, I went over by the stage, and the kids, there's people holding iPads in front of their faces. It looked like we're all in the witness protection program. Like the kids can't see their parents. And everybody's watching a movie of something that's happening 10 feet. Like, look at your kid. The resolution on the kid is unbelievable. If you just look, it's totally HD. Why are you taping this? You're never gonna watch it. In a million years, you're not gonna watch videos of your kids do you missed the first time it happened. You don't watch it, you just put it on Facebook. Here, you watch it. I want to take a nap now. And then you get to read all the comments. Oh my God! It's so cute! And guess what? They're not watching it either. They're not watching the video. These kids are dancing for no one. Nobody watches the videos on your Facebook. They see the first frame of a kid and they go, that's very nice. Okay, back to this. Nobody's watching your kids' videos on Facebook, I promise you. I'll prove it to you. Next time you tape your kids dance, take 1 second of it and then add 20 minutes of just your own Just go in the bathroom and just record your own anus opening and closing for 20 minutes. Tack it on to your kid dancing for a second, put that on Facebook. Everybody will write the same thing. That's adorable. I think I see a future star. Don't tape shit on your kids. Did nothing to you. Of course slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Of course it is. Every time it's happened. Black people in America, Jews in Egypt, every time a whole race of people has been enslaved, it's a terrible, horrible thing. Of course. But maybe every incredible human achievement in history was done with slaves. Every single thing where you go, how did they build those pyramids? They just threw human death and suffering at them until they were finished. How did we traverse the nation with a railroad so quickly? We just threw Chinese people in caves and blew them up and didn't give a shit what happened to them. There's no end to what you can do when you don't give a about particular people. You can do anything. That's where human greatness comes from, is that we're shitty people, that we others over. Even today, how do we have this amazing microtechnology? Because the factory where they're making these, they jump off the roof because it's a nightmare in there. You really have a choice. You can have candles and horses and be a little kinder to each other, or let someone suffer immeasurably far away just so you can leave a mean comment on YouTube while you're taking a shit.
I saw Seinfeld just looking over at you more and more, thinking, this guy's good.
Well, Jerry, he used to kind of haze me a lot because we knew each other when I was
Why do you
fucking
keep
18.
writing new material?
Why do you keep getting bigger
the same hour?
when I'm sort of the same as I was before?
Have you ever noticed socks? I want my feet not to have shoes, but I need something between me and the floor.
But I have enormous awe, respect for Jerry and Chris and you. I mean, when I saw The Office, I wouldn't have said it. You think I felt like I had to? I would have loved if I didn't feel it inside.
Then you would have seen how those things hurt.
How fun that would have been to say I had enormous respect for Jerry and Chris, and then just watch your eyes kind of notice it. Yeah. I would have loved that. I can't do it.
Or you could have just said Jerry, Chris, and Bob Kelly and humiliated me too.
Right.
How smart is Jerry, though, that he's the one that got Larry David? In the middle of all the comedy boom and all, he was the one that, I created a show with Larry David, which was, Larry, you write, and I'll do my acting.
And Larry couldn't get arrested back then. Larry
but
was
to be able to
struggling.
recognize that,
but
to be able to
get
that.
Would you sound like you know that Larry did more of the heavy lifting? With
I think
Larry
the
was
stuff that he
his
wrote,
show.
he wrote all the...
Seinfeld was all Larry.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I assumed it was...
Oh, you could tell.
Well, I mean, Jerry.
How do we know who Larry is?
It came from Jerry's...
Who asked you?
Oh, sorry. Why don't you shut your mouth?
Yeah,
sorry.
what the fuck?
This is exactly like The View. I'm going to say whenever I'm talking, if someone says, what the fuck are you talking?
Hearing Seinfeld, you said something interesting about how comedy is empathy. And I thought, wow, he's right. And then Seinfeld goes, no, it's not.
No, it's just
and then I was like, fuck, that's actually a good point by Seinfeld.
I don't know. I think it is empathy. I think you have to like someone. I think you have to understand what they're saying. I think everything has to be personified. You can't make jokes about the inanimate. But he was saying you are above the audience.
The what?
About the inanimate.
The inanimate?
Inanimate. Something that
I didn't hear the T at the end.
Oh, right, sorry.
Maybe to laugh at somebody, you have to like them. But, Seinfeld is a weird... He doesn't really fit into... Every comic has something wrong with them that I know. Like, they're sex addicts or drug addicts or gamblers. And with him, I can't figure out what his psychosis or problem
We'll find out after he dies. It'll all come out.
It certainly will. His computer will be open.
Got one. I don't buy that you have to be... You have to, have visibly something wrong with you. I think you have to be aware of your own inadequacies and play on them, but I don't think you have to wear it on your sleeve.
Not necessarily, but every comic I know has something wrong with them. They don't even necessarily. Hold on, I'm having a pissing match here. They don't have to. They don't have to wear it on their sleeve, but they actually all have something.
Seinfeld said you have to be above the audience.
Yeah.
No. He said.
That's what Bob said.
Wait.
Get your coffee. Boom, you get some money.
No, what he was. I was saying that you can't be above the audience. You have to sort of fall over for their pleasure. Right. In a way, you have to put yourself below the audience. Show them you've had a worse day than them. Yeah. Funny. He was saying, but you're already above them because you've got the mic. They're all looking at you. You're the only one talking.
Right.
I thought it was. I think
Jerry also, he doesn't look at, I mean, you have this really humane version of comedy, and it comes from sort of like Laurel and Hardy and Chaplin and stuff.
Yeah,
like he's lovable. But Jerry is a technician. He's about the jokes. Jerry looks at comedy like music. Like he used to tell me he was like
just
playing a horn.
It's dots on paper.
He just likes to he gets off on the material.
What's
he gets off heavily on the material and how he does it. And he is, when I was young, I used to open for Jerry. When I was like 18, 19, I got to open for him in one gig in Boston, and he liked me, so he took me to a bunch. And it was an enormous experience because I kind of didn't think when I was that age, like he wasn't my favorite guy. I liked Stephen Wright, and I liked Carlin and Pryor. And I thought he was good, but I didn't really know of him that much. But watching him do, hour-long shows and theaters, and this is before he had his show. When he was just a top-rank heavyweight comic, watching him do that, the guy is a virtuoso. He is like a great, like Vladimir Horowitz. He's a genius,
and he's so
putting on a comedy show. He works so hard for his audience.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, but he's almost professorial about it as well. He's got everything worked out.
He's in control. He's very much into being in control, and we identified that too on the show. That like he when he did my joke about the vacation going around the car, he did it in this very controlled,
and it was like a
Seinfeldian
one-line,
way.
It was that rhythm.
That's my vacation.
What I was saying that Louis,
when I do it,
he's angry. Yeah. We're laughing at him because he can't get it out.
I'm
We're laughing
sweating,
at
and I'm sweating, and I'm sputtering.
I mean, they're there. Yeah. They're all there. They're all sort of disguised and hidden. But we're laughing at a man's breakdown. We're feeling it more viscerally. We're not looking at the dots on paper. And I think that a lot with comedians, when you see the comedians, and they could be great one-liner with the puns, but you feel that you haven't learned about them. You feel that you could read them out yourself and get just as good a laugh.
Well, there's almost no right answer. That's what it's like.
Why would there be?
When you look at Pryor and Carlin, I think they're the two greatest, and they were completely different. Pryor was extraordinarily personal. Carlin told you nothing personal, but was still an observational genius and a social genius. And Pryor was too, but he did it through a person. They both took different vehicles to get to the same place.
Well, also, Carlin did bits, and he worked them out. He had really well-phrased stuff. And Pryor would just talk. Pryor would just talk, but he would hit beautiful moments that were precise for him.
Yeah.
Carlin said he really turned the corner when he said he used to say, "I'm a comedian that writes his own material," and then he started saying, "I'm a writer who performs his own material," and he realized he was writing essays. And he was doing a one-man show in like 4 pieces.
Yeah.
Like a bit about Earth, and he would just do a one-man show.
That's right.
I tried to do that when I started off. It's too hard.
Yeah.
It's too hard. So now I just get bits and I pretend to work them together like that.
You had the best quote in Esquire, and you said, Laurel and Hardy is like the basic root of comedy is Laurel and Hardy. It's never been improved upon. I'd be so much better off if I wasn't with this idiot.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't improve that.
No, that's what it's about.
Ever since you said that, they just started showing it like on these bizarre channels, and I watch it and I go, but it's Ricky Gervais.
But it's even deeper than that, because it's like the blind leading the blind. They both think they'd be better off without the other one. And one is more stupid than the other one because he thinks he's cleverer than the other one.
I have nothing to say to you.
It's lovely. It's just lovely. It's just great. And see, Louis, the Louis stand-up, I think, is good because he's really sort of like a threat, because he shambles out like an underdog whose life's falling apart, but then he's really clever. And his targets are all correct. Even though they don't look like they are, they're all correct targets. He goes after...
Like retard in England?
Well, that's what you say about being above it or I'm hung up on the, empathetic. So are you, though. The jokes you make, they're clearly, actually, if they look cruel, they're not. They're not at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think... people know that I'm being an asshole.
Of course.
I don't mind people thinking I'm an
yeah, but they get it. They get it on a subliminal level because they know you can't be.
I don't know anyone that thinks you are.
What's that?
I don't know a single human being that thinks you're an
Oh, there are definitely people.
I don't know anyone.
people-
I've never
No, they
met
know you're
anyone.
not.
Not the
Yeah,
people
you
that
know
go,
you're
what
yourself.
did you say? They go, oh, Louis is hilarious.
Yeah,
Or like, if I said it,
But I
would
don't
not have a
mind.
job.
I mean, it's like when I do. There's things I do on my show where I take on certain subjects, and the one way I managed when I'm doing something that's kind of controversial, what I do is I make sure that I lose. That
because
in
you're
the
fighting
story.
but whenever
that's
you're
true.
angry,
I lose
you're the rape
argument.
victim.
Yes, exactly. If we're doing rape, I'm getting raped.
Smell the glove.
Yeah. And you're fighting an unreasonable world. You're always fighting an unreasonable world. You're fighting with what, the hand you would doubt. And also, I like the fact you also start off, and I don't know if you do this consciously or not, but people like you because you're bringing up two little girls. So they know whatever you're doing, you're bringing up two little girls. And I think and I think people have got to like you. As an example, the Marx Brothers, right? They're the biggest things involved.
You don't have children, right?
No. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the means. Right? The Marx Brothers, funny, everyone loved them doing stuff, right? They transferred the films, and it's sort of exhausting, okay? It's too long to be doing zany stuff. So the eventual producer-director of the best films, they came to say, listen, I can make you, so much bigger. And he said, we're putting a musical number, and we're putting a love story. So now, it's these idiots, right? But they're being idiotic and running around because they're trying to get two lovers together. So now everyone wants them to win because they're doing something worthwhile with their stupidity and their...
You know what, though? I hate those Marx Brothers movies. I like the earlier ones when they're just being nuts. When
I
they're
got to
just
agree with Louis on this because he won the
disturbing,
award last night.
strange. When they do that, and it's. I think I'm in the minority.
It's an award-winning opinion.
That's right. It is. I was given an award for having this
I
opinion.
think it's the humanity again because Groucho is always the underdog. Even though he thinks he's cleverer than that guy, he's getting conned. He looks, No,
that's what they were like. But when they put in the couples and had them sing to each other, and the Marx Brothers became like a B story, those love stories were synthetic, bad Hollywood love stories,
as opposed to the Marx Brothers act.
The great Marx Brothers movies like Animal Crackers that were just crazy stories that made no sense. But that were driven by this great comedy.
But you need adhesion because it's exhausting. Even like you can come out and I can watch you for an hour telling me a story. That's the human aspect. You can tell a story and I can watch you for an hour, right? If you come out and you do the best 1,000 one-liners, I'm looking at my watch after 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, when you purify comedy into just a fastball, but
I think
there are guys. I think it's just everybody's just different. You can't, there's some people who are empathetic and personal, and there's other people who just got the jokes.
After No Filter, his album's going to be Everybody's Just Different.
Everybody's just different.
Yeah, but the same underneath. If you turn it over. And it's just him leaning on his hands.
Leaning on his hands.
Put the same underneath. That'll be the album. Everybody's just different, and I'm wearing like a leather jacket with the collar up, like Dennis Leary in the '80s, and then on the other side, but the same underneath, folded hands.
I'll get you to tell some of the stories you told on Talking Funny, but that would ruin it.
By the way, I was at Sundance Film Festival, and Matthew Perry. I met him at we were at the bar of a movie party. And it was a free bar. They're giving free drinks. But anyway, this one brings us our drinks. He got a Diet Coke, and I got a whatever. And so I give her $20, the bartender, and he goes, whoa, it's free. They're free drinks. And I go, yeah, I know. I'm giving her a tip. And he goes, he's totally serious. That's way too much. You're giving her way too much.
Dude, friend's money.
I'm like, I'm fine with it. And he goes, no. Like, he's literally taking my arm and, like, keeping me from doing it. And the woman goes, he can tip me whatever he wants to. And I go, yeah, man, it's okay.
Holy
I've been getting free drinks my whole life.
What
I'm
a
a comedian.
jerk
You
off.
pass that on, the savings onto the wait staff. You don't just pocket the... But this guy has literally probably close to $1 billion.
Especially in front of her to say that.
And he's
what a trooper.
Anxious that a stranger is over-tipping a working girl in Park City, Utah.
That is a lot, though. 20 for 2 Cokes.
Maybe
mate.
he knew you were a little strapped. He's just helping you out.
Yeah, dude, I've seen your show. Keep it.
You're gonna need this.
Him right in the mouth and asshole.
Douche. You know what, though?
Thing.
You never know. Maybe that's some kind of Hollywood insider thing that they do just so people months or years later still talk about them.
Right. You're planting little seeds.
Like we're sitting there and you're
he's got
conveying
nothing
this
out.
story because he was an asshole one day.
Now he's on the radio.
And
He doesn't have a
publicity.
movie out or anything.
Well,
His career's done, isn't it? He's
I don't know.
Matt LeBlanc. Every time Matt LeBlanc was in a movie,
That's a different guy. I went to high school with Matt.
But every time he's in a movie, I'm like, oh, good, Joey got a pass.
I had kids too late in life, I think. And I didn't take good care of myself. I'm a unhealthy father. And I think that's unfair. And I wish I'd taken care of myself when I was younger for their sake. It's another thing young people do. They don't look ahead. They don't think about the future. There's a view of the future that changes as you grow up. Like 20-year-olds have no idea what's going to happen to them. They're mystified by 30. What's it going to be like when I'm 30? Maybe I'll be a space person helper. They don't have any idea that when you with your body, you're ruining the parent that you're going to be. If you're 35 and you're out of shape and you don't have kids, don't have kids. Because it's not fair to them. My kids deserve a 25-year-old father with a kid on his shoulders going, whoa! Whoa, I'm going to get you! I'm going to get you! I'm so not that guy. I'm not even the cool salt and pepper dude throwing the football through the tire on the Viagra commercial. I'm not even that guy. Because I didn't take care of myself. Young people are arrogant. They're like, fuck it, man. Woo! Who gives a shit? Who wants to live forever anyway? Woo! And they think they're going to die. That's how dumb they are. Get fucked up. And they think they're just going to explode like just a nebula of excess. Just a beautiful... They're going to turn 50 and then just... Oh my God, he did just what he wanted the whole time! But you don't die, you idiot. You just have a long second half. You get to like 38 and you're like, ugh, I'm uncomfortable a lot of the time. Oh, sorry, I don't know what that is. I sweat with no activity involved. I mean, when I walk in the city in the summer, I have to touch a building when I'm walking, like. And I got 40 more years of this shit. I'm not dying. Most of the abuse I've done to my body has been the way that I eat. I've only learned recently that food is supposed to be fuel that enables you to do things. Food, you're supposed to eat like a little piece of salmon and a berry and go, whoa, shit, look at this. Food is not supposed to be a disgusting, debilitating vice. You're not supposed to have to cancel because of what you ate. Just clear the day so you can take the hit from what you put in. That's all Americans. We're uncomfortably full all the time. That's why we need the air conditioning on. We need it to be 70 degrees always, because we'll have a heart attack from all the grease. Do you know that it costs 10 times the fuel to air condition our homes than it does to heat them? Did you know that? 10 times the fuel, just for comfort. How shocking is that? Especially because it's not true. I made it up, but it's fun to... Fuck it, it's true. Who cares? Just go home and Google it. I'll get home before you and put it in the internet and it'll come up. But, we eat too much as a nation. You ever go into like a real American restaurant like Applebee's and everybody's just in pain at their tables, just... You have to lift your lungs up over the fat to make room to... I shouldn't have those. Do you want dessert? Yes, bring it, stupid. I'm fine. I'm just... trying to... You're supposed to eat with purpose. You eat a little piece of lettuce, and the guy in your belly's like, oh, awesome, I can make some skin cells and some blood cells and some energy. The guy in my belly hates me. Hates me. He gets my third donut. He's like, what the fuck do you imagine I'm doing with that? There's no part of you I can make out of donuts. It's just a storage issue. You're creating work for everybody. And 4. He's having 4 donuts. It's 10 o'clock. The other guy's like, what do you want to do with it? Just shit it out. Seriously, you know what? Shit it out whole. Let him find a donut in the toilet. Let's see how that educates this fat piece of shit. I'm tired of this. Shit it out whole. He chewed it. Reassemble it and shit it out. I'm serious. Get everybody on it. Bring the guys up from the feet and put that thing together and shit it out. And shit it out the hard way, too. Not like a coin out of a slot. Make him blow it out of his asshole like a smoke ring of dough. Just I just a coconut donut. It's perfect. But it's not fair to my kids. That's why I have such a terrible... I'm not, you know... You have to have energy to have children. When I take my kids to the park, I just let them run like a dog run, like I got leashes. Just go. Daddy, chase us. I'm not chasing you. Just grow up sad. Sorry, it's how it works. If somebody grabs you, I'll chase them. That's the only way. I have to be motivated by something other than your joy. That's not enough. I have certain physical limitations and dietary limitations that make me a bad father. Like, I am always in a 48-hour window of diarrhea, that I had it or I'm gonna have it within 48 hours. I'm always between 2 diarrheas that are moving along the timeline of my life. And depending on where in that window I am, there's a tight radius of how far I can venture from my home. Otherwise, I'm having diarrhea in a public restroom with my children standing there watching me because I can't leave them out there alone. Daddy, you want to go to the aquarium, honey? This is what happens, okay? It's not fair to them. It really isn't. And when you're not in good shape, you're less patient of a person.
You know, when you have bad thoughts, hopefully you do good things. Everybody has a competition in their brain of good thoughts and bad thoughts. Hopefully they win, the good thoughts win. For me, I always have both. I have like the thing I believe, the good thing. That's the thing I believe. And then there's this thing. And I don't believe it, but it is there. It's always this, and then this thing. It's become a category in my brain that I call, of course, but maybe.
I'll give you an example. Okay, like of course, children who have nut allergies need to be protected. Of course. We have to segregate their food from nuts, have their medication available at all times, and anybody who manufactures or serves food needs to be aware of deadly nut allergies. Of course. But maybe if touching a nut kills you, you're supposed to die. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Jesus. I have a nephew who has that. I'd be devastated if something happened to him. But maybe, if we all just do this for 1 year, we're done with nut allergies forever. No, of course not. Of course, if you're fighting for your country and you get shot or hurt, it's a terrible tragedy. Of course. Of course. But maybe if you pick up a gun and go to another country and you get shot, it's not that weird.
Maybe if you get shot by the dude you were just shooting at, it's a tiny bit your fault. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Listen, you all clapped for dead kids with the nuts. For kids dying from nuts, you applauded. So you're in this with me now. Do you understand? You don't get to cherry pick. Those kids did nothing to you. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Of course it is. Every time it's happened. Black people in America, Jews in Egypt, every time a whole race of people has been enslaved, it's a terrible, horrible thing. Of course. But maybe every incredible human achievement in history was done with slaves. Every single thing where you go, how did they build those pyramids? They just threw human death and suffering at them until they were finished. How did we traverse the nation with a railroad so quickly? We just threw Chinese people in caves and blew them up and didn't give a shit what happened to them. There's no end to what you can do when you don't get a about particular people. You can do anything. That's where human greatness comes from, is that we're shitty people, that we others over. Even today, how do we have this amazing microtechnology? Because the factory where they're making these, they jump off the roof because it's a nightmare in there. You really have a choice. You can have candles and horses and be a little kinder to each other, or let someone suffer immeasurably far away just so you can leave a mean comment on YouTube while you're taking a shit. I've been thinking about my memories because I have kids now, and my kids are at an age where I remember being their age. I remember being a 6-year-old. I remember being a 9-year-old. And that's a big threshold that my kids have crossed, is that I remember being their age. Because when you're raising kids, you're not raising the kid in front of you. You're raising the grown-up that they're going to be later. And I was a kid once. When they were babies, I didn't really relate to them because they're babies. A baby is not going to remember shit that is happening to it. If you have a baby, keep it alive and enjoy yourself. But really, the baby it's not gonna matter. A baby is not accumulating anything. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch that you shake every day. It doesn't matter. You go up to your baby, you can go up to your baby's face every day and you fuck you, baby, like right every day, it wouldn't matter. Hey, baby, you big that. You do that every day, wouldn't matter. I mean, they'll grow up with a general sadness inside, but they won't actually remember. Why? And memories are weird because memories get distorted by who you are now and who you were when you experienced them. Like I remember when I first started doing stand-up, I was living in Boston, and there was one club that was owned by a gay guy. And my memory is that guy was always trying to fuck me. That's my memory. I've carried it for 20 years. There was a gay guy tried to fuck me all the time. And recently I caught up with an old friend of mine from those days who I hadn't seen in years. And we started talking about different people, and he brought him up. And I said, that guy always used to try to fuck me. And he goes, he did? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, really? Did he like take you to his house or something and really try to physically? No, it's just that he, you know what I mean? He's trying to fuck me all the time. He's like, well, did he push you and, say stuff all the time and make you uncomfortable? No, it just was. And as we went through it, finally the truth that came out was the whole story really was there once was a gay man. That's it. That's really what happened. He was gay, I was 19, and now he tried to fuck me all the time. Like I went through life with that. But I was trying to remember, what is my first memory? Like how far did my memories go? And I remember my first memory, I was 4 years old. And I was standing in front of my parents' house, and I was in my pants. I was just a massive, terribly painful
And I was halfway through the shit. That's my first memory, is being halfway. The first half of the shit, I don't remember it. That's still in the ether of infancy. The center of this shit was so wide that I actually came online as a result of the anal pain that I was experiencing. It actually awakened me into the stream of consciousness I'm now living. That's how my life started. That's who I am. I prefer the city. I do. Even though it's weird, my kids get bombarded by strange things, you know? They see all kinds of stuff. Big billboards, sex billboards, you know? Calvin Klein, weird chick with a stripe of cotton like this. And she's like this, like, with a weird... The American Apparel girls are like... I have garbage in my so I put pennies in my vagina. I was on the subway one time, and I'm standing on the subway. I wasn't holding anything. I just like to stand like this. This would be a weird kind of aggressive stance to take in New York. It's not quite threatening. But if you just walked around the city like this, people are like, okay, just go ahead, man. Anyway, I was on the subway, and I heard this sound from back here, from behind me. I heard this. I heard... And I was like, it's a crazy person. You hear that sometimes. And then I hear it again. I'm like, all right, I want to look. I want to see the crazy person. I mean, what's the point of living in this city if you can't take a look at the crazy guy? So I look over, and it's not what I expected. It wasn't a big homeless guy with 2 pairs of headphones that don't work. It was a young woman. She looked like she was like from Michigan or something. I don't know. Really sweet-looking young woman. She's got a sweater and with a collar over it, and a ponytail, and a little like book bag, and she's just standing there. And I'm like, she didn't make that noise. I heard wrong, because she didn't make the noise. And as I'm looking at her, she goes, and I'm like, fuck, this is like a dream. This is not the person that usually does that. She did it 3 more times. What is happening in the world right now? And then she does this. She goes, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. And I realized, oh, she's like a music student at like Juilliard or something. I don't know. She's like 20 years old. So she's like just doing her vocal exercises right on the train. And you know what? It wasn't charming or nice. It just seemed arrogant to me. Because she's like, I'm in New York City studying music. And I do my vocal exercises right on the train. La 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 la, everybody. La 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 la, tired nurse who just did a 14-hour shift. And I was like, well, is it okay if I shave my balls on the subway? Is that okay?
You know, and it's not the fault of some corporations or Donald Trump. It's like Walmart kills all small town economies. But it's not Walmart's fault. It's the fault of the people. I used to have a house in upstate New York, and there was a town that had these beautiful old diners and general stores, and they all closed one by one because of Walmart. But it wasn't Walmart's fault. It was the people that lived in that town that don't give a shit about their neighbors.
But is it giving a shit?
It's the American basic consumer who's like, well, okay, I could spend 13 cents less on a mop.
Yeah.
So my neighbor. My neighbor who's had that store in his family for, who's taken care there's like a million George Bailey moments in that town's history where the whole, I'll give a check to your, baseball teams with names, John's General Store.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the whole community coming together to do stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I want to buy a Jim Carrey movie 3-pack for $7. So the old movie theater with a Wurlitzer organ.
But think of Blockbuster Video. Now that caused a big thing because it pretty much closed down all the little mom and pop video stores,
which was a great family business.
Which was a family business and shit like that. I remember those things and having to go in and you'd have to buy a membership fee when you first get in when it was like $100
and that was just to try to keep the stores
to keep the store open. But then Blockbuster came around. Now what do you want to do? Go into the mom and pop and wait a week for the latest release?
Yeah, why don't you? Why don't
because
you fucking
I want
wait
it
a little
now.
bit?
I want it
So
now.
fuck the family that opened that store.
Yeah.
And by the way, fuck them that they used to think about what movies you might like. That you might walk in and they go, Anthony, you like comedies.
Anthony, we got a whole section for you.
Do you even know
Remember
who
that conversation
Francois
we had?
Tati is? And they'd show you something that we went and found this. Blockbuster would never do that for you. Fuck them.
I agree with both of you, but
so that you can
the local,
save a little bit of money.
The local place that Ann's talking about, you had to wait for some to bring back the nice new movie.
It's out. You'd be like, it's out. It's like, what?
When is it coming back? I want to watch that fucking thing.
Again,
and then Blockbuster said,
the
fuck
ability.
that. The Blockbuster said, look, we could just put 100 copies on the shelf.
So you're thinking the whole loyalty thing should outweigh the convenience?
Absolutely, because you're supporting somebody who is, there's a human being and a family who's living off that business, and they give a shit about you.
But
by the way, where's Blockbuster? It's
I
fucking
know,
gone, so they leave a vacuum.
Digital
can't rent a
delivery
fucking
now.
video anymore.
Yeah, but why would you? Digital delivery.
If there was video stores, you know why? It's like bookstores. A bookstore is not just a place where you can buy books. It's a place where somebody expresses themselves by deciding what books to put out there and what books they want to offer their community.
Right.
And that gets replaced by Barnes & Nobles, which means you get the same books that every place in the world gets. I mean, not just America.
Right.
Every bookstore has exactly the same books now. I mean, that's people don't realize what a massive... It used to be, you go to that bookstore, you're going to get some weird off-color books of this kind, or you're going to get maybe a right-wing bookstore, a left-wing bookstore. That used to be how people... And then so Barnes & Nobles comes, and the difference is a family business will hang on through the tough years if they have half a chance.
Yeah.
But a corporate business will go, we're not making it $10 trillion, just pull up stakes. And they're gone. So now there's no more bookstores.
That's amazing.
Or video stores. Yeah.
No bookstores, no video stores.
Right. The big Barnes Noble on the Upper West.
But because those are predatory businesses.
Given your thinking, though, wouldn't we never progress? Like,
who's progressing? That's the
I mean with everything. Like, wouldn't we not look at the automotive business, which is horrible now, of course, because of the outsourcing and everything. But early on, there were guys working those lines. What about the technology to come in and use robots that did eliminate jobs, but it makes the car better and faster and
that's exactly the thing. These things like bookstores and video stores, they weren't improved. They were destroyed. And a book is not a car. It's not a product that needs to be perfected like a technology. It's about having a way of life.
But now you just download it on Kindle.
Yeah. No, exactly, but it's rubbed out getting out of your house and going to a bookstore and meeting the bookstore guy and other people. You used to get laid by going to bookstores. A way that people used to get laid is by going to a bookstore and standing in a section that makes you look smart. And then a chick comes around.
Yeah.
Oh, do you also like this book?
Oh, sure. I'm perusing this.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. When I grew up in Boston, and there was a place in Harvard Square called the Coffee Connection. And this was a place that was obsessed with coffee, and they had coffees from all around the world, and they'd have stuff like you'd get like a cappuccino, and they'd shave chocolate onto it, not like a canister of chocolate powder.
It took time. I mean,
they had a cheese grater and a block of chocolate, and they'd shred chocolate onto the thing for you. That's like how good it was.
You sound like my grandfather. My grandfather talking to me. You don't even understand the old
no
days.
idea.
I know the point he's about to make.
You'd go to the Coffee Connection and you'd sit there like trembling, and they'd bring you this thing that would just change your life. Or they'd go, "Hey, you want to try Turkish? We have a new Turkish coffee today. It's a weird thing.
Sounds good.
Never tried it." So then Starbucks opens down the street, but this Coffee Connection hangs on. So Starbucks opens another one, like on the other side of them. Starbucks isn't doing so great that they can open another one. They're just trying to kill.
Oh, shit.
So they open like 5 within a block of the place until Coffee Connection goes, this is getting hard. And they sell themselves. They go, let's just be at Starbucks.
Yeah.
So then Starbucks buys them and then closes the other ones. And then you're just left with just one choice. You get Starbucks.
And the quality of Starbucks is horrible.
It's
now.
okay. And the instant
was all
Starbucks
right
isn't
when they
making
first-
a profit, they'll
Yeah.
give up, and then there won't be a place to even get coffee. In
Right, then we go
Harvard.
back to having no coffee again.
No coffee.
He's right.
So
I remember
wow,
I remember the lumber stores. I remember we did a lot of renovation on our old house because we had 7 kids, small house, so we were constantly adding rooms and this and that.
Mom and pop lumber shops.
Mom and pop.
Yeah,
I would get in the car with my dad. I remember like it was yesterday. We'd go to the local lumber guy. He knew my dad's first name. We got this for you. We made your pile. It's
Putting
all
a dormer
set.
on the house, are you? Yep. Well, you're
But I
going to
know-
need some of that. No, I'll come over here. I'll help you out. You need that for the joists.
But there was it was a social thing too, man. How are the
Yes.
kids
Lumber
and how are
stores
your
were
kids?
very
and
social.
right?
Yeah.
And then the Home Depot. It's a massive warehouse, and no one wants to help
Inhumane.
you.
You're
And
just
there's- and
mad
there's
right when you
sad
walk in.
people working there.
Right.
Yeah. The buying of the lumber is not a happy exchange. It used to be that you could say to yourself, you know what, if I invest in a good saw and I get some trucks, I could go out and get some poplar and cut it well, and people will come here and build houses with it.
Yeah.
And you go, hey, you got some nice poplar, not as good as Joe Wilson's. Yeah, well, mine is down 3 cents.
Right.
Well, I'll buy yours then. This was and by the way,
Pa
we
Ingalls.
don't improve through this.
No.
We actually don't. It's like, it's what happens is the second place product always wins by being more vicious.
To
Yeah,
take
like
over
Microsoft versus Apple.
Right.
Microsoft is shit software. It's hard compared to Apple.
I know, believe me.
It's horrible, but Bill Gates is a capitalist, and he was vicious, and he fought Apple, and so for some years anyway.
Yeah.
America lived on computer technology because of his
There was a point
ambition.
where we all thought Apple was gone.
Yeah, it's
It was
VHS
dead.
versus Beta. Beta
Yeah.
is still used today.
Yeah.
Beta videotape is still what most TV shows are shot on.
Yeah.
And we all watched VHS tapes because the VHS people said, we make the second best, so we're going to be cutthroat and up and pay off people and go to litigation and like sue Beta. And Beta's like, we're making the best kind. We can't even get people to buy it.
Yeah.
And so everyone gets VHS.
Unbelievable.
It's Tesla and Edison. It's
Edison
always
and Tesla, yeah.
one guy's a genius and is selling a beautiful thing. The second place guy copies it, doesn't do it as well,
And then
takes him to
fucks the
court
guy.
in every f***ing state in America and muscles him and fights him and
Ruins
outdraws
his
him.
credibility.
Gets some f***ing Texan to pay for it, and then we all have to buy the shitty product.
You're brilliant.
It's true.
So
It's
that-
the same with cars. They would be better if what you're saying was actually true.
If it was like the guys still on the assembly
No,
line.
yeah.
or-
Your coffee story is deeply depressing.
It is what happens everywhere.
I was thinking as you were talking about that, like the Starbucks popping up are like weeds.
Yes,
taking out the really nice crop.
Yeah, nice that's flowers. What they do.
They're
And
just,
they're only
just
interested
putting
in the-
weeds all over the place
That's right.
to destroy it.
Well, sexual perversion is a problem. You can't stop it. People got to do what they got to do, and this country's pretty perverted. I mean, we have to jack off to everything. There's nothing that just gets. There's not like sex and then everything. Sex isn't everything. You watch the news and there's a woman like telling you, and in Libya. I'm like, yeah, well, tell me about Libya. Fucking tell me about Libya. Say Libya again. Come on, fucking right up to the screen, my flat screen. Come on, say Libya again. It should just be a person in Libya, whatever. Why does it have to all be so sexualized? And music, like everything is, like every musician is attractive. Isn't that a weird coincidence? That everyone who can play music also looks good? I would have thought there'd be like one ugly guy with a guitar who would be amazing, but zero. And there's like teen pop idols who are children. And they're on TV like going, it's a kid. And folks are jacking off to them. Folks. Just folks are jacking off. Well, folks are jacking off to the girls on TV. Some of them are really young. I can't think of, I don't know their names. I don't have that knowledge anymore. I'm too old. Britney Spears is like, when I think of a teen idol, is Britney Spears. That's hold up, because she's my age now. That's how long ago that was. She caught up to me. When I was 35, she was 18, and now we're both 44 years old. So that's how little I know about who these people are.